Hi guys, Lone Vic here. Tonight, because it's already dark outside here, burning the midnight oil, so to speak, we'll be talking about Flourish. And I'll try to give you my honest opinion about this game. And I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this, as in the previous episodes of the series with other games. And you could see that for the past games I was very enthusiastic about them, and here well, you'll see in a moment. So, from the beginning, I have to start with the reason why I bought this game, because this explains a lot about my assessment and my opinion of this game. Now, I have in my collection a lot of heavy games and a lot of mid-heavy games where you need 15-20 minutes to explain the rules, games like, here Maglev Metro just arrived. I've got all the Lacerda games, I like the guy very much. I've got Mind Clash games like Anachrony and Cerebria and stuff like that. Twilight Imperium is somewhere here next to me. So plenty of heavy games. And me and my crowd enjoy those games immensely. But once in a while, I kind of thought that once in a while it would be cool to kind of have some like interval game or some starter game that would be a warm-up, which you would play for like half an hour, like less than an hour, and it would give you some fun and it would kind of like put you in the right frame of mind, or something that you can just whip out onto the table and play spontaneously on a whim, right? Solo or whatever. So I started looking for those kind of games, and I decided that I would give a chance to people on Kickstarter and to games that are not as popular as the, blockbuster titles. So I didn't buy Azul or, Sagrada or whatever. I went for Calico, I went for Isle of Cats from the same guys, the City of Kings, who made the City of Kings. I went for Parks, for example, right here the box. I put it here because I like it and because, the artwork and everything. I went for Tank Garden, which is maybe a heavier game, but still in my book it's kind of on the low end of heavy, and quite a few more. And I also went into Flourish because I saw the campaign and I'm like, oh, those are the guys who did Everdell, right? So, and later they did War of Whispers, the second edition, and I like that pretty much. So why not? Right? It's a fast game and everything, and it looks nice, so let's try it. That was my reasoning. So I got the game, the signature edition from Kickstarter, with the add-ons, Friends and Follies, and, well, let's go through this. First things first, the positives. The game really plays in 20 minutes, as advertised on the box. No matter if you have 1 player or 7 players, 20 minutes, 30 tops. So it's a quick game. That's a good thing for me because that's what I was expecting from it. The second thing is, it's easy to learn, easy to teach. The rulebook is, I'll reach here for you to show the rulebook, as you can see. There you go. This is like what? 1, 2, 3 pages, and whoops. And the same on the other side, but on the other side you've got some variants of play, so you don't have to know them if you're just starting, right? And then you've got the rules for the add-ons. 1 sheet of paper, and that's it. So I was expecting simple rules. I was expecting something that I will be able to teach everybody in 3 minutes and will be able to play quickly. I got that. Cool. I got a beautiful game because the illustrations on those cards are pretty sweet. You really feel like it's a garden, right? Those counters for points are very solid and a very good idea. I don't know how well you can see those in the slides. There you go, right? They're very nice. The insert is so-so. They tried at least to make everything organized, and kudos to them for that. Could have been better, but I've seen way worse. Those buildings from the Follies add-on, if you have the signature edition, are pretty cute, look nice on the table. Those walls for separating players are totally unnecessary, but a nice add-on, let's say, right? So yeah. But then we come to the gameplay. And okay, you'll say that, well, what are you expecting from a game like this, from a simple short 20-minute game? Now, I was expecting a bit more than I got. Because if you're playing the standard basic game, whether it's the garden show variant or whatever it's called, where you play 3 consecutive games and you have those ribbons, these ones, right, for extra points, or you're playing the composed variant where you can draw an additional card, exchange an additional card or something like that, the same gripes stay. The first one is that if you're not playing with close to the maximum number of players, the card rotation is so weak. You won't see half of the deck throughout the game. There are 98 cards here in front of me, and you won't see half of them throughout a game of less than 5 players, probably. And even if by some whim of chance you will go through most of those because you're playing the composed variant, you have the risk of seeing the same cards going back and fro between players, because when you're handing out, when you're dealing 1 card into your garden and you're passing 2 to your neighbors, right, they can return them to you next round because they know very well who gave them what. And if it was kind of like a round robin thing where you were only giving to in one direction, and so different cards would circulate to you every single round, that would be, in my opinion, a better idea, because there would be some variety here. There were sessions where we were just bouncing the same cards back and fro because nobody needed them. And because of this rotation and because of this back and fro, it's sometimes very hard to create a tactic, especially when you draw or have the bad luck of drawing just like, singular symbols of something that you would need to build something more, and you have to base your tactic on 1 or 2 symbols maximum, and then you risk of not getting even a card with an end game scoring for those symbols or something like that. I know that there are a lot of those symbols here because there are the gray ones and the plant symbols and everything, and you can count the neighbors ones and etc, etc. But it kind of made me think that it's more luck-based than tactic-based in any way in this basic version, like with Calico, which I thought that I would like, but ultimately I didn't, because, well, no matter what tactic you create, you'll be waiting for that one tile with this one pattern and one color, and you might never get it, especially in a 2-player game where the rotation from the bag is so weak. So here I'm encountering a similar risk in lower player counts, and 7 players, come on, it's not a party game, to be honest. So 7 players, this is a big group for a game like this anyways. So this is my main gripe with the gameplay, the passing of cards and the slow rotation in lower counts. And don't get me started on single player. Played twice. I will show you a video of one of those soon, quite soon, but I don't know yet if it's stuck with me, really, in this case. Now, if you are playing with the Signature Edition and you add the Follies variant, this expansion with those buildings, things change a bit for the better, and I'll tell you why, but I don't know if it merits a very good game. Maybe just good, but not very good in this case, because Follies at least makes you think about where you lay your cards in the garden, not only which cards. So, because normally in the game you place your 3 cards, the round ends, you score the round, then you add 3 more cards, etc., and you just score. And the way those cards are laid in relation to each other doesn't matter, as long as they're in your garden, right? So, you only score for those goals there on the cards. And with Follies, you have to place those bad guys on the cards, and they score for neighboring cards. So you have to start thinking, you have to start planning a grid, and you have to start thinking where to put the cards. So for example, should I put this card in round 2 because it will go here and it will score well with this Folly, or should I wait for round 3 or 4 and put it somewhere else because it's good? So then the tactics depth appears a bit more colorful, a bit deeper, and because of that it's a more satisfying of a game if you pull off a tactic. But is it You know, because as far as I remember, this Follies add-on was in the signature edition from the Kickstarter, so I'm not really sure if it's will go to the retail version of the game, if it's going to be present in the retail version of the game. If it is, then yay, bravo, but if not, well. So, to sum up, because I'm looking at the clock and time is running out and I want to do it under 10 minutes. Those are my main gripes and main points positive about the game. So if you're looking for a very, very fast game that's easy to teach and easy to learn, and you just want something to, you know, place a few cards, score a few points, and, you know, do unto your neighbor, pass them a card, and so forth and so on. Minimal interaction, really, but you can feed off your neighbor's garden and such. Yeah, okay, you'll be satisfied. If you want a game with a little more depth to it, the Follies variant, if you have it in the box, will give you this additional level of depth. But don't expect that it's going to be too much. So really, don't expect Flourish to be half of Everdell when it comes to, you know, to the complication, tactics, and figuring stuff out. And if you never have hope of playing with more than 4 players, I'd go and find something else, really. If you have 5, 6, or 7 players in the house, or invited on a regular basis to have a game of 6 or 7 or something like that, then it starts shining then, provided you've got Follies as well. But with lower counts, really, I wasn't very satisfied, I wasn't very convinced, and I think that people who are used to like even mid-weight games and are looking for something lighter, like me, they won't be. Really, if you're a beginner player, you're on introductory level and you want to find a game that's, you know, nice looking, easy to learn, and has a few tactics to employ, then this game might be for you and you might be happier with it than me. Out of a score of 10, I would give it a somewhere in the middle, something like a 5er or a, yeah, something like that, really. But that's my opinion as a heavy gamer, as a mid to heavy gamer who was looking for a lighter game and got a game that's too light, I think. Yeah. In retrospect, that would be probably the best opinion here. So, well, on that note, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have a different opinion about Flourish, if you liked it more than me, write in the comments below this video. Tell me what you liked about it. Let's have a discussion. Why not? If you agree with me, you can tell it in the comments as well. If you liked the video, if you liked the opinion, if it was helpful in any way, click the like button, click the subscribe, notifications, whatever you want. This is a startup channel. This is just beginning, so any contributions are very welcome. And looking at the clock, I'll be probably going straight to bed right after this. So thank you very much for watching and bearing with me. See you next time and have a great night. My name is Lone Vic. This was Flourish. Bye bye.